The police has now detained the father of the minor who was behind the wheel of the killer Mercedes. The owner, Manoj Agarwal, has been booked for letting his underage son drive the car. He may also face a charge of lying on oath, as his driver had earlier come forward claiming that he was driving the car. The juvenile driver of the silver Mercedes, which mowed down a 30-year-old in the national capital, was apprehended late last night, only to be released in a matter of minutes on bail. The victim's family, speaking to India Today, has demanded justice and said that the minor and his parents must be booked immediately, alleging that the police is going soft on them. But the hinge lies in the accused being a minor. The hit-and-run case took place 5 days before the accused turns 18, so he will not be tried as an adult, and the Juvenile Justice Board will decide his punishment, which means he could get away with simply coughing up a small fine. Siddarth, who was sharing a cab with his college friend, got off near the Ludlow Castle red light and civil lines when the accident happened. Siddarth is said to have picked up some food for himself, and while he was crossing the road, he was hit by the speeding silver Mercedes-Benz. Eyewitnesses claim that Siddarth was flung at least 15 to 20 feet up in the air after the collision.
मुझे एक्चुअली मैं हिमाचल में था, मुझे सूरत से फ़ोन आया बिकॉज मेरे सन का जो लाइसेंस था वो गुजरात का था, तो उधर का मैं जहाँ जिस कंपनी में मैं काम करता था वहाँ से मेरे फ्रेंड कोलीग्स ने फ़ोन किया मुझे कि ऐसे ऐसे तो आपके लड़के का एक्सीडेंट हुआ है. तो देन आई कॉन्टेक्टेड दैट नंबर. तो उसके बाद मुझे पता चला 10 बजे रात को, जबकि ये घटना कुछ 8:30 बजे हुई है. तो 10 बजे फिर मैं वहाँ से, मैं और मेरी वाइफ बड़ी बुरी कंडीशन में थे. हमें एग्जैक्टली नहीं बताया गया कि क्या हुआ है, लेकिन यहाँ आके पता चला कि ही एक्सपायर्ड आफ्टर 1 hour और हाफ एन आवर और मे बी इट्स इंस्टेंटली, बट वी डोंट नो. तो उसके बाद जो है हम यहाँ रात भर पूरी टैक्सी में आए, बड़ी मतलब जीना मरना एक जैसा हो गया हमारा. हम पहुँचे यहाँ तो देखा तो ही वॉज इन मॉर्चरी.
This case, FIR was lodged under section 279 and 304A of IPC. During investigation, we have found that one juvenile who was around 17 years old, he has been identified, and we have witnesses also. He has been apprehended and thereafter bailed out. Father of the accused, who is a businessman, since he has given the vehicle to a juvenile driver, he has also been booked under sections of MV Act, and he has been charge sheeted accordingly.
Is the police going soft on the accused, and how will this case pan out, considering that the boy behind the wheel was a minor? Let's take that question to our panel of guests this evening. We have Utsav Benz, lawyer and child rights activist, live with us. We also have Shilpa Mittal, the victim's sister, with us live this evening. Shilpa, thanks so much for speaking to India Today. We're sorry for your loss. We understand it's a difficult time for you. My first question to you, when was the last time you spoke to Siddarth?
Just 20 minutes before his accident. I was actually chatting with him. So we were regularly on touch because I was in Bombay when this happened, and I was coming back to Delhi on 7th, 6th. So yes, just 20 minutes before he died.
All right, and Shilpa, why do you think that the police is going soft against the accused?
Don't we all know it? Why is it happening? I mean,
can you list out the reasons for us?
Yes, definitely. First of all, I was not the money-making machine for the police, and everybody knows how the law functions. Now, they have been offered money. I have been told a huge sum has been, given to the cops and the police station, and we know it all happening. I know police is trying to act very responsible, but I think it's just an eye wash, and it's a nice show that they are trying to put up. I think I would just say bravo for that, but I'm not impressed. My brother has died, it's no joke, and I would request them all to not act up to what they are trying to act up and, make a mockery out of my brother's death. This is not a joke. My brother has died. We have no hope. And this is not the first time it has happened, and people have been getting away with all these, road accidents and rage. In Delhi is the highest in this number. I have lost my brother. He is never gonna come back. I know that, and nobody. He's irreplaceable. But I know that nobody can take his place, but nobody should suffer either. I personally feel that if you want a reason to change the law, which actually stinks, I think this is the time.
All right, you're making an important point, saying that probably the law needs to be reworked. We have a child rights activist and lawyer Utsav Benz with us. Mr. Benz, how would you react to a situation like this, where the person who's behind the car was 5 days short of his 18th birthday, but because technically he hadn't really turned 18, he's going to get away with a minor fine even though a person has been killed?
Yeah, exactly. We are with the family of the deceased. I echo the same views echoed by the sister of the victim, and I think that she's made a very relevant point that the law stinks and this is the time the law needs to change. Now, according to the law, the juvenile will go to spend time about 3 years maximum in the juvenile home, and that also would not be harsh of a punishment for the family of a promising young lawyer. I have been informed that he was a very bright student and also had a promising life ahead of him. Now, who will take care of the parents? As the sister had mentioned, that he was the only hope for the parents. Who will take care of the parents when they are old? So these are very important points of law that the Indian Parliament has always refused to act upon, because all of these Mercedes, BMW and Audi owners are actually kith and kin of the ruling elite of the country. Most of them are related to the MPs of our parliament. So this is the right time, as mentioned by the sister of the deceased, that the law needs to change. If parliament doesn't have the sensitivity, the courage and the spine to pass a law, because it affects millions of Indians who die every year in road accidents, the Supreme Court should intervene and lay down a landmark judgment which says that any kind of such accident is tantamount murder. Second point, where a young lad has lost his life, you will equate the compensation by not 2 or 5 lakhs. You will equate the compensation on the basis of his parents that he would have taken care of. On the basis of his whole family, he would have supported as the bread earner.
Right.
So the compensation has to be really pragmatic.
Absolutely. And Shilpa, what's surprising is that the father has also been issued a challan, which means that he has to merely pay a fine of 1,000 rupees and a maximum imprisonment of 3 months. What's surprising is that the police is ignoring the fact that the driver had earlier come forward to take responsibility for this accident.
Yeah. I as I said, it's a nice show that the police is putting up. I think they are doing a very good job with the money that they've got, but I don't think so. I would like to actually request the police that they can take all my money and bring my brother back, and I'm okay with everything. I will also pay them money. You just get my brother back. I don't want anybody to go behind the bars or do anything. I think I'm also making a very fair judgment. I think just take the money and get my brother back. Otherwise, do the justice to my brother. Don't make it like a joke. This is like a film. Don't you think that we see all these things on the film, and when then this is happening in your real life, it's like a nightmare. This is like a nightmare that I want to wake up. I keep pinching myself that this is not happening to me. I have been one of those who are just now sitting in front of the television and looking at this whole episode and saying, yeah, it happens, yeah, it's okay, but today I'm the one facing the brunt. I'm a common man and I'm going through this. It's not a joke. Please,
absolutely, it's a
I
real
request
nightmare.
everyone also to wake up.
Right, Mr.
Yes,
Benz,
it's a
as Shilpa
nightmare,
Mittal is
and I
pointing
don't
out, it's a
understand.
real
People are so
nightmare for the
casual
family.
about it.
They've been left completely shocked, and there's no one can really imagine the kind of grief that they're going through. But the police investigation has several loopholes. A, there's a driver who comes forward to take responsibility for this accident. Later it comes to light that this teenager was behind the wheel. He's Another fact that the police actually carried out the alcohol test almost 24 hours after the accident, where they wouldn't obviously find any remains of alcohol, even if the children had consumed some alcohol on the day of the accident. These are big loopholes that the police needs to answer. Also, the fact that the CCTV footage wasn't picked up.
No.
Yeah, exactly.
Nothing was picked up.
Till last night at 10 p.m.
The most. Sorry.
Yes, Shilpa, go ahead.
Yeah. Ma'am, please. Shilpa, go ahead. Go ahead.
Sorry about this, but I just wanted to say that the most intelligent thing that the police has been doing is just putting it so conveniently on the next day. This is not even a priority. This is, even though there is so much of media focusing on this case, do you know there is nothing happening? Like, it took 24 hours to them, to arrest that boy. And I don't know, I would like to also request this and put this point very, very clearly across everyone, that this is not a juvenile case. This boy was driving a Mercedes. That is not, without a license, that is one offense. And if he's underage, that is another offense. But the act that he did wasn't a juvenile act. It's an adult act, and I think it should be treated like one. The punishment should be given to him according to his act, not according to his age. And if it is, he's just 4 or 5 days shy of being 18, I think there is no rocket science that he has to be, seen as an adult and not as a kid. And this action of running away after what he has done is definitely not childish. It's a very well planned and thought out act. Running away is inhuman. Leaving the boy to die on the road is inhuman. And all those 6 boys, they are equally accused. All their parents are equally responsible for my brother's death. And this is not the first time it has been happening in Delhi, and I would like to make it very, very clear that it's time you all wake up. Today it's my brother, tomorrow it will be somebody else. I think we have to stop somewhere. The law
Siddarth Sharma's
has
sister
to be
there
changed.
making an appeal to lawmakers to revamp the laws. Utsav Benz, also lawyer and child rights activist, saying that the parliamentarians should wake up and think about overhauling the Motor Vehicles Act. Thanks so much, both of you, for taking our time and speaking to us here on India Today. We'll continue getting updates on the investigations.
We're getting an update on NIA officer Tanzeel Ahmed's murder. The police are looking for 2 suspects, according to police sources. The stills of these suspects have been grabbed from the
Footwork correct? Hi, this is Kohli very big. Maintain this, huh? Hi, this is Kohli very